Right. Very to go live there. Apologies for that. If you can see me or not. Can you see me? Probably not. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hopefully, you are good to go and live. Okay. Quite a lot in there. Can everybody see me, by the way? Let's just see if I can see me. Oh. Yes. Okay, let's shut myself up. Shut up, Graham. So we've got, my God, we've got lots in here at the moment. So we've got Theo, Andrew Alsfa. Hi, Andrew. Man Cave Workshop. Sean, how are you? Theo, we've said. Benji, Chris Brown, Andy Beck. Benji, we've said. Chris Brown. Tony, how are you, Tony? Mike Racing Demon, how are you, mate? John Marty. Ah, everybody. How are we all doing? A bit later today. I'm hopefully you're doing a bit better than me. Hi, Theo. Hi, mate, from France. Theo, it's Theo's fault that I got this lot of radios down here at the moment. So, yeah, I've got a mother load of Roberts R600s here. So, plenty to look at. Hi, Tam, how are you? Emergency beer. Oh, God, yeah. So, I'm on late today because last night I was out on a bender. Went down to Crediton, met up with a load of old mates, and basically played darts most of the night and drunk my body weight in alcohol, really. Very slow recovery today. I didn't get home till, must have been about 1:30, 2 o'clock when I got back today. Been recovering ever since, so I might, like Sean says, have to have an emergency beer. Hi, Jeff, how are you, mate? So yeah, today's video, I believe that's Theo's after a Roberts R600, and been away the weekend, so I haven't really had a chance to dig any out. But today when I got back, I've been upstairs and had a good old go through. I've still got probably about another 4 or 5 in storage boxes, but at the moment on the desk I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got 9 here at the moment just to have a look at. So that's going to be the main focus of today. It is pretty much a Roberts special, Paul, to be honest, because I've got another R700 to show you, which I couldn't get my hands on last week because it's the rarer one with the white strip on the front. I don't know what condition it's in or anything because it's in its own carry case, which is quite a rare thing as well. So yeah, I've got 727 for £2 good. Yeah, so I've got the R600s to look at. I've also got a module that I'm going to take apart, and we might have a go at refurbing the module if we got time. I've also dug out a Roberts, what do you call it, battery portable valve radio as well. So yeah, Roberts R727, that's the one with shortwave on it, Paul, isn't it, I believe? Anyway, I don't know whether it's a braver beer or not. Sean's a big campaigner for Hair of the Dog, but you know, hopefully, can you speak up? I'll try, Sean, but I'm probably not speaking to the camera. That's the issue. Or the volume's turned down, or YouTube had done something. I don't know. So how's everybody this week? What have you been up to? Who's working on what? Well, I get. I'm going to go with a coffee porter that I picked up from Brains. Now, where's Brains from? Brains Brewery. I think, is that up north? It's not Cornwall, is it? But I picked this up in Aldi this week. It looked quite nice, so I thought I'd try that one. I'm sure once I get the first one down, it'll all get better. And then the T-shirt today is very, very apt. Actually, it's The Walking Dead, because that's what it felt like earlier today. Not that I condone drinking, obviously. I am cutting down, but not very well, you know. I am doing better. Oh, it's Wales, is it? Of course it is, yes. Because Brains SA, they used to call Skull Attack, didn't they, I believe? Right, David? Yeah, I didn't know they did a porter, to be honest. As I say, the main drink I've had from Brains is SA. Yeah, this is... yeah, I have switched the charger on, Theo, but what I haven't done is plugged it in. So thanks for the prompt there. Let's plug that in. Not good for the betas. Yeah, I'm going to struggle to get that one down, I think. But once it goes down, it'll be fine, I'm sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got to cover today. I've been watching Sean's videos this week. Man Cave Workshop. He's coming on well. He's that horrible steeple tone was nasty, Sean. It was nasty, but well done for persevering on it. But what a dog! Well, Rick won, John. Surely not. They're pretty straightforward, aren't they? I've got me chassis of my Rick one down here somewhere. But I don't know, Paul, did you post that grill? Because it's not arrived, so I don't know whether you didn't post it or it's been stuck in my neighbour's letterbox, perhaps. I don't know. Let's pop this chat out so I can read it a bit better. So let's do all the chat. Hair to the Doug. Hair to the Doug. Yeah, so cheers for that, Theo. You saved us all there from having to do a part 2. I did manage to get part 1 back up after I took out the audio. So if you've rewatched part 1 from last week, it might be a bit patchy on audio because I couldn't remove the actual songs. I had to somehow delete the audio. So there you go. Well, I don't know where that's gone, Paul. Then it certainly hasn't arrived here. So I'm not sure where that's disappeared to. Yeah, I wonder if my neighbours have got that. Oh, yeah, it always is fun, John, if someone's been at it. Have you got another one to work to that you can compare? Benji's cooking again. Benji, you're non-stop cooking. Or is it just Sundays that you cook? Okay. Well, shall we have a look at some R600s? I'm sure that a few of you have got R600s. It's one of my favourite Roberts radios. Just give them a bit of a dust off a minute. I've got one that I'm keeping here, and then I've got a load of other ones. I've got pretty much... The only one I haven't got is a blue one, and I sold the only blue one I had, and I wish I kept that one. Oh, is there, Paul? Oh. Well, I'm not sure where that one's gone then. I haven't had a Rick one turn up. Unless it's, unless you posted it by Hermes. Hermes do tend to take a good week or so to get out here. Well, John, if you get stuck, give me a shout. I can always send you some pictures of mine, or I can give you some voltage measurements. I think Sean's got a couple as well. I know he's working on one at the moment, so that'll be good. If you click on Sean's name, you should be able to go to his channel. Worth checking out. Obviously, we've got Andrew Ausfa. Just released a video, Andrew, I believe him. I don't know if you're still in here, actually. I've just had a notification that you've got, is it an RP25A? It's a Hacker Sovereign 2, isn't it? Out about half an hour or so ago. So I shall be watching that later on tonight, I expect. Anyway, let's zoom you in on these radios on my bench. I don't know if you can see them through the camera at the moment. No, you can't. Well, you can just about, but there you are. A mother load of R600s. And these have all got this little beauty here in, which, I mean, that's actually upside down, but it's if you can see that or not. Can you? Come on, focus, camera. Doesn't like it because there's not a lot of light over here. Focus. Come on. It doesn't want to focus. I daren't touch it because it'll probably knock me offline or something stupid. But this is a Mullard LP1171 module, which is fitted into all these R600s, unfortunately, and they're a pig to get at. In fact, the R600 is probably harder to do than the R707, just because of how the switch banks are in them. So yeah, we'll delve into this one in a minute, but I thought we'd have a look at the radios first. Oh, is he? All right, Theo. I didn't catch that. Right, yeah. Apologies. So Andrew will have to catch up with it tomorrow if we don't get any copyright hits. Yeah, there were people advertising them, Benji. So yeah, this is most of my R600s. I've got about 3 or 4 other sets which are spares only. This one at the front is one that I've put back for myself. I know Sean hates red radios, but this one is particularly nice. The grille is almost straight. Not quite. It's got a couple of little dinks in it, but it's not bad. The top is in good condition. The brights look like brand new, and the aerial I think is pretty good on this one. I've got a little note on it of how much I paid for it and that it's not working, so I suspect it's the module in that. I've got one here somewhere that I restored back along. It's a bit dusty now. I don't know where my paintbrush is. A bit of dust off. I don't know, I can't find it. Where's my paintbrush? No. The paintbrush has gone walkabout. So yeah, I restored this other one. This one back here. It's a bit dusty. In fact, I think this is the one that my video series on the R600 was on. I think that's the one that I've done anyway. So this one I've restored. All the dials been polished, all the knobs have been polished, and Simon Spires let me have another knob for this one because I had to glue it and it didn't work out very well. I think pretty much I've done everything in that one. If I can get the back off of the thing, because like an idiot I put it in backwards. Bear with me. So I'm sure a few of you have got R600. I know Tam's got one because I sold him a restored one through eBay. I think must have been a couple years ago, that one time, wasn't it? Was it 2, maybe 3 years even? Still going strong, hopefully. Come on. Oh, breaking my nails off now. Oh dear. Put this in backwards and they're a pig to get out if you put them the wrong way round. So yeah, I've done most of the transistors in this one, so that one is pretty much done. So it should work, because I'm pretty sure I did the module in that one, though there's no sticker on it. I don't know. So we'll be able to fire that one up, and hopefully that'll still work. But you'll notice the difference between them. The older style has got the Roberts badge in the middle and a mesh grill on it. The newer ones have got the rectangular badge and a striped grill. And the other thing is the knobs are different as well. These have got like a flat outer, and these are more modern. They're what do you call it, concave, aren't they? This one's must be one of the newest, because this has got like the R707 knobs with the silver ring around them. So this one must be a fairly new serial number. What's the serial number on that one? 192,000, that one. The other colour, which is really popular and quite rare, is this one, which they call like a mustard colour. Again, this was a radio that I was going to keep, but I can't keep them all, can I? So what's the number on this one? It's 181,000, so this is a later one as well. So it's got a striped grill. There's a couple little tiny rubs on the Rexine at the top. That's not really noticeable. Really good condition. Again, I don't know if it works, but all of these radios obviously will work. And this has got the knurled knobs on it. So that's really the two different types. Although, as I say, this one's slightly different because it's got the different knobs on it. And this has got this was originally a wireless for the blind. If you can read that or not. This camera just doesn't want to focus today. Shall I take the camera? Yeah, go on. There we are now. So yeah, this one would have been provided by Roberts. The British Wireless for the Blind Fund. So originally a blind person would have owned this. And normally with these radios for the blind, they used to have like little blobs on certain bits, so as they could feel their way around it. But yeah, nice old radio that. Well, as I say, I love all these R600s and the 707s as well. So let's catch up with a chat. Hi Shane, how are you, mate? A 60s Albert 22, Shane. Yeah, mustard is popular. AFC's brilliant on your R600. Yeah, it does help to have them recapped on that. Are some battery only? They're all battery only, sure. I mean, there is some. Yeah, I think that the later ones have got a plug hole in the back for power connection. So this would have worked with the Roberts PS9, which I've got about somewhere. PS9 power supply, because the older ones, as Sean's quite rightly pointed out, haven't got the power socket. I do like these older ones. They've got more of a retro look to them. I mean, that's another older one. That's got a really good grill on that one. I've got another one as well, because the other thing you'll notice is the buttons, the push buttons on them. These have got silver caps on them, and the older ones have just got normal push buttons without the tops. And really, the older style, I probably like the buttons better. They do polish up really nice as well. But the only thing is they're only fixed onto the chassis by some metal tabs. They're not screwed in. Makes them really difficult to do the module on. Much more difficult than these, because these just unscrew. These you've got to bend the tabs, and if you don't bend them right, the buttons stick out at a funny angle. So they are quite difficult to do. So yeah, that's my collection. So I thought what we do is we'll go through them. I've got some real dogs here as well. A couple. I mean, this one is it's got a flat grill actually. It's got just a little tiny dink in the grill, but that grill will come up perfect on that. Rexine's not too bad, but as you can see, the handles had it, and we've got a very nice modification on the aerial. Look, that's a nice little mod that someone's done. We've got it's like a nut and a screw there. I don't know what's going on there. Let's just make sure we're focused down there. So yeah, we've got a couple dogs in here, but overall they're nice radios. This one here's got a big chunk missing out the wood. I have got a spare case somewhere for one of these. Always worth picking up stuff like that on eBay. I don't know, Sean. Are you prompting me, Sean, or are you just asking? I mean, this got a roller speaker in the red one. I think they all had roller speakers, didn't they? Yeah, they all got roller speakers in them, Sean, I think. Which is, he's got one. I've got one to hand somewhere, because I saw it just now. But where's it gone? Oh, I know. I put it back in the case of the RIC one. So yeah, they've got the same speaker as the RIC one, pretty much. So let's Google Shane's Alba 22 radio and see what that's like then. So let's just answer that one while we're in here. Alba 22 radio. Unless anyone else has done it. All right, yeah, that looks like the old yeah, that looks like the old Cossers and that. Probably they're all made by the same people, I would think. Let's have a look what the Radio Museum says about it. I don't think it's got AF117s in it, so yeah, no, that's it's a quirky little radio. I've not seen one before, Shane, to be honest. I've not seen one before. You've got a jeweled bead on yours, Benji, have you? The power supply for those would have been a PS9, Benji. Have I got a PS9? What's that one there? PS12. I've got a PS9 somewhere, but it would have looked the same as that, Benji. That's a PS12. The 9-volt one's a PS9, exactly the same. This is one that I've restored that got a bit beat up in the post. But yeah, the PS9 is the one you need to look out for. They don't come up very often, actually. I tend to buy them broken or not working and get them fixed. Hang on, I've got an avalanche happening now. Well, actually, is that my PS9? Oh, there we are, look. Ah, there we go. PS9, Punchy. Again, I've restored this one. I put new cable on it, new plugs. So yeah, PS9 battery eliminator. Yeah, it looks like I've done that one. So that's what you want. But as always, I wouldn't really recommend plugging a radio in with a power supply, especially not one of these. Yeah, I wouldn't expect to pay much for that, Shane. I would have thought 20 quid would have been max for one of those. And they might be rare, but certainly there's some. I don't know if you collect radios, Shane, do you? But there's a lot of nicer radios than that out there for not bad money. Evening, Cyberflyer, how are you? What if you don't have the socket on the radio? Then you've got to use a PP9 battery. Benji, that's about it. Yeah, I know Sean hates these red ones. I don't know what it is with Sean and red radios. He doesn't like red at all. The majority of these are black, actually. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in black. And I think all the other ones I've got in storage are black as well. The only other colour variant is blue, which does seem a bit rarer. But the mustard ones do fetch good money. They are quite rare. So Theo, if you're still nah, that's 69 quid's way too much, Shane. I wouldn't pay that unless it's been totally restored. That's a different matter. But yeah, 69 quid's a lot, especially if you're looking at postage on top of that. Right, should we get some power up some of these? Let's get my jump leads up. $20 radios. Yeah, there's a lot of radios made in that era that look very similar to that, Shane. So what we'll do is, we'll fire this one up first. As I say, I have made a note that this isn't working. Never know, it might surprise me and suddenly spring into life. So I'm just connecting this up with my power supply. Okay, the current limit's kicked in. It's only drawing 30 milliamps. It's not drawing a lot, but absolutely dead as a dodo. 16. Are you a bit of a reel-to-reel wizard then, Benji, are you? Let's get you down and get a bit closer up with these radios as we look at them. So this is the red one. I think Tam had a red one from me, which I like. This is my favourite colour, I think, the red, closely followed by the mustard. Then I think probably the blue and then the black. But all right, Shane. Well, if it is restored, depending on who's done it, then that probably is about right. Because end of the day, if you were to buy it for 20 quid and send it off for repair or for restoration, it's going to cost you more than 69 quid overall. So if it's one that you want and it's truly restored, then go for it. I say truly because I've seen some pretty nasty pictures of supposedly restored radios that they haven't done hardly anything, and what they have done is a real pig's ear. So just buyer beware, isn't it? Yes. Well, I say I popped in to see Gary last week. Hi, Rob Bond. I didn't see you there. How are you? I popped in to see Gary last week, and he's very kindly offered to let me have a. I'm trying to think of the name. Was it Akai? It might not have been Akai. He's got a reel-to-reel player he's going to let me have, so it's very kind of him. Just need to get some tapes, I suppose. All right, Shane, if you pop the link on here, then we'll get it up and have a look for you. Best not to mention the seller's name in the chat here, but by all means, if anyone wants to click on the link, I don't see an issue with that. Well, that beer's sort of gone down okay. It's, you know, a little bit heavy. Anyway, getting back to this one, we have got absolutely not even a pop. Not a dicky bird on that one. So those of you that have seen these radios, have seen some of the work that I've done on them, will know that that is going to be the module. There's two modules in these. Hopefully you can see that. We've got two modules. Let's zoom back out a little bit, actually, because I'm a bit too close now. Let's get the light over a little bit. You can't really see in there. If I zoom in again, you might be able to see. Okay, so we've got two modules. We've got this one down here, which is the FM module. Don't bother taking them apart. They've got lock fit transistors in, so unless you've lost FM only, then you shouldn't need to touch that. The real pain in the neck one is up in underneath here. You can just about, sorry, you just about see it there. Look, that silver box. That is the LP1171 Mullard module. Can you see that silver box? I think you can, yeah. Back in here, look. So that's the offending item. So that will need to come out of this. There's sometimes it is capacitor's gone short, but 90% of the time it's going to be the beloved module. So that's the first one out of the way. I'll make a bit of a stack of these. So I'm zoomed in a bit too far now, aren't I? Number two then, radio number two. This is, you notice the older ones, they've covered the base with Rexine as well, which is quite nice. This one looks like it's had a bit of battery leakage in its time. Fairly early serial number, 26,000. A little bit of rust on the speaker, but oh, someone's been at it there and pulled the battery clips off. So yeah, this one needs a bit more work, but certainly would come up fine. See if I can get some power on this. I'm not expecting miracles from this one, but you never know. I do know that some of these do work, so we might be lucky. Okay. Far in the hole then. Well, that's not even pulling any current, that one. That is not even drawing any current. Plug leads are in. That one is very dead. So again, we're looking at module in that one, and probably capacitors. Yeah. So unfortunately, the 26,001 also had it. So that's two dead. How about this nice yellow one then? It's in good nick. The grill is almost perfect on that one. A couple little tiny dings, but nothing that's worth pulling it out for. Very nice colour, that mustard. Quite sought after. So I'm sure somebody emailed me a while back asking if I had a mustard one. I did say I have. Okay, Sean. But not drawing any current, that last one. The first one was drawing 30 milliamps, Theo. Hi, Harvey. How are you, mate? Doing good. It's weird, isn't it? Some people don't like some of the colours. As I say, these are fairly sought after. This one's in very, very good condition. Very good condition. It wouldn't take a lot to restore it. As I say, there's a couple little tiny scuffs on the Rexing, but that doesn't really detract from it at all. So I wonder if this one works then. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's connect it up. Jeez on wheels. Right. Let's make sure I've got the current limit down. Oh. Oh. We have a worker.
Sheffield won't build, see with the ball just inside their own half. They have made here and Westwood.
I think that's my light. No. That noise that you can hear probably is transistors in the module, I think. That buzzing. Drawing 20 milliamps, this one. Let's try long wave.
Up to $15,000 risk. The statute is yet to comment, but the actual number is expected to be lower. In an internal company email seen by the BBC, one of Tesco's executives says that...
That's working. Let's try VHF then. Let's put the area up. Aerial's perfect on this one. Okay. It's just decided. It's just decided to pack up, look. Would you believe it? Died live. Died live. Could be the switch bank, but I think that buzzing noise is a good sign that the transistors have gone in the module. There you go. Used to work, but it doesn't anymore. Of course, it could be a capacitor gone, but it didn't draw a lot of current. It's still only drawing 20 milliamps. So yeah, once again, the beloved module needs to come out. So we'll have a look at a module in a minute, but we'll see if we can find a working one. That nearly worked, didn't it? Okay, another one. And this one, again, the grill is pretty good on this. Very good, actually. The Rexine is good on the top section. Yeah, so the Rexine's a little bit better on this. It's got a strange, almost looks like a massive great screw head or something rammed in the aerial socket there. I'm not sure what that's all about. I've never seen that before. Whether that was a standard thing, I don't know. Let's quickly catch up with the chat a minute. So let's look at Shane's link, shall we? Let's look at Shane's link, see if we can get any info from the picture a minute. So brilliantly restored. Who's the seller? Do we know the seller? No, I've not heard of that seller before. Let's have a look at it. So uses a 4-pin battery connector, which is a perfect fit to its replica ever-ready battery sockets. Oh, so someone's even made a replica battery for it, Shane. So controls have been contact cleaned, battery connector have been removed, resoldered. Okay, I'm looking at the text there. It doesn't say that it's had the capacitors done in it, and I would have thought with a 60s radio you probably, if you're selling it as restored, then I would have thought you'd done it. It's in good nick, to be fair, Shane. It's in very good condition. But it has got the original capacitors in it. I like the replica battery though, that's really good. All right, Shane. Well, yeah, it's it does look good, to be fair, but I think you're going to need to get those capacitors done. I don't know. They're these Liminode. They're these types, which are Plessies. I don't know if there was a particular name for this type of capacitor, but these are notoriously bad. They dry out for a pastime. So if you've got a fairly high capacity battery pack, which you have there now, and one of those goes short, it will certainly take out your output transistors. So I think, I don't know if he's open to offers actually. I didn't, no, he's just got buy it now. 13 quid postage as well. So really, if you think it's like 82, 83 pounds, isn't it, Shane? Not 69. Don't know. I would say if you collect that particular brand and you need that particular one, then go for it by all means. But I still think it's a little bit steep. He's obviously cleaned it up very well. He's built a replica battery for it. But up to you, mate. So I've got the Prince of Darkness now. I've managed to get the first beer down, so I'm just topping up. I've got to stop killing my liver, but good stuff. Recommended by my brother. Brewed in Exeter, Prince of Darkness. Another porter. I think it's a porter or stout. It's a stout, that one is. Pretty much the same thing, I suppose, not far off. Cheers, Sean. That is nice actually. Anyway, so that's that one was a good starter, but unfortunately it failed. Let's try this one. So the little bit of bright there, someone's had a mess about. Lost a screw out of that one by the looks of it. The older ones have got staples in them, but these newer ones have got screws. So I wonder if this one's going to work. Doesn't hold up much hope, does it, if you're looking to buy one of these radios? If you buy it off eBay, it's, unless it's been restored, you've had it, really. Okay. Right, that one is drawing some serious current, unless I got the, yeah, that one is drawing 300 milliamps. The yeah, that's got serious issues, that one. You've got a short in there somewhere. So that again's probably going to be the module. And as I say, it's got the blue Phillips caps in these, so they, you know, they're not too bad. See the blue Phillips caps in there? Our beloved module in beside it, and then the VHF module down there. So yeah, looks okay inside. It's a pretty good nick, that one. But another module job. Good aerial as well. Yeah, that's drawing a serious amount of current. That it's kicked in on the current limit, so I'm not going to push it. I'm going to push it any further than that. So there we go, another mustard. Shall we get the other mustard, the dog? Let's get the other mustard one out. The old dog of a radio. No worries, Shane. Yeah, I would stuff them. I say, if you want to see how to stuff them, if you look at my video on the Dynatron Nomad, I stuffed the capacitors in that one. Okay, right. So far we haven't actually got a single working one, have we? So it shows you the issues with these radios. So again, this one has been got at. Look, we've got no speaker in this radio even. There is no speaker. Houston, we have no speaker. So that could be why it's not working, because it's not got a speaker. What do you think? What's the chances? I wonder if the I've got my speaker from my RIC 1 there, but I'm not sure. It doesn't mark on this what the impedance of these is. Oh, yes, it is 5 ohm. Here's the R600 5 ohm speaker. That's the next question. And the answer is I don't know. Let's, yeah. Let's have a quick look at the R600. See if it's got the speaker impedance on here. Elliptical loudspeaker. Doesn't tell us what it is. Have I got? Oh, that's actually my picture on Radio Museum. That's quite nice, isn't it? They've used my picture as the cover picture there. So that was the radio that I restored and sold on eBay. That's the blue R600 that's on my video list. Anybody know off the top of the head what this speaker impedance is? This one's 5, but I'm not sure what the speaker impedance is on the 606. Let me just go into my documents here and find it. Incidentally, I was looking at a projector this morning. I was asked to look at a projector that's not working. One nightmare that was to get apart. Right, L6, 5 ohm, exactly the same. There we go. 5 ohm speaker. Probably doesn't really matter which way round it is. I'll just stick a couple clip leads on it for now. Because we've got to test it, haven't we? We've got to test it. We need to know. Does it really not work like the label says? I think I've got the shakes, you know, today as well. Dear, oh dear. Right. Some power sockets hanging out as well. It's certainly been got at this one. I don't think it's, yeah, the chassis is not even screwed in on this one. Well, it's got one screw in this side. So possibly someone's had a go at fixing this and not been successful. So it's even got the wrong knobs on this one. These knobs are from an earlier R600, which is quite good because I've got one with a broken knob here somewhere. Yeah, that one. Oh, that one there's got a broken knob, so I can pinch that one. Right. Let's get some fire up and see what it does. I think this one's going to be a big fail. We have noise. Oh, the dial cord's slipping as well, look. Yeah, dial cord slipping on that one. It's drawing 20 milliamps and I can hear some hiss. But no. Another poorly radio. So another module job. I say that's not my writing, and I certainly didn't do that to the handle. So pretty much a spares radio, that one. You'd need another radio to get this one working because you're going to need an aerial, you're going to need the right knobs. The little chrome strips are missing either side of the front, so they've been taken out. So plus you'd need a speaker. I have got a spare roller speaker that I bought off of eBay, but I certainly wouldn't be sticking it in this radio. Yeah. Another non-worker. Let's put that speaker out of harm's way. Bring up the next victim. Let's get back on my chat. All right, Sean, I'll let you know on that because I say I've got to chap Theo there in France that wants one, so really I'm doing these for him. So we'll see what I got. But I have got two there, Sean. So if you want one to restore yourself, then let me know. Let's pinch a knob off of one of the other ones a minute for that. Where's that dog? So that's the right knob. Okay. Let's see if this one works then. Oh, someone's got the bottom upside down, which you see quite a lot on eBay listings. A lot of people put it back that way. I don't know whether it's because they don't like the little turntable. So this is one of the older ones again. We've got a loose aerial there on it. It's come adrift. I think that's literally just rattled itself free. Hopefully you can all see what I'm doing here still. I keep forgetting to check the camera angle. Whee! Sorry for getting a bit dizzy there. Zoom out a little bit, because at the moment we're not doing any work on these, we're just checking to see if they're working. So we seem to have a massive, great shake-proof washer there. That's a bit overkill, that one. So someone's possibly been in this one messing. Let's say if you ever want to tackle a module, good luck to you. They are a pig on these to do. As Sean knows, I think Sean did ever go. Did you ever go to a module, Sean? I can't remember now, but there we go. That's our little thing back in. Let's see if this one works then. This is radio number 5 now. Radio number 5. I'm just hoping this next one works because it's the one that I did. It'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it? Okay. Ooh.
To remove the organs from the chest and abdomen so that they can be dissected and examined. In most cases, the pathologist will also have to examine the brain, although that...
Oh, it's going to die.
In discussion with the coroner, if a natural cause of death has been found in the rest of the examination. Small samples of tissue and fluid may be retained for examination under the microscope or for testing.
So you can hear that this one hasn't got that like fairly high-pitched buzz in between stations that the other one had. Well, it has on medium wave.
That it was possible for a trade union to defeat. Then you probably the sort of system that you've got it now. If you're in products such as alleviating the distress of the body, you would probably want to adjust some of the communication that you've been doing.
I think that could just be a dirty switch.
At the extreme, you had a priority of alleviating.
Chariots for fire. They're saying that I sounded like. Oh, right. See from me.
Like Brucey.
Brucey, yeah, yeah.
Bruce.
I got to teach you how to buffering.
I just think it's so funny. I think you're... Your old demographic, but she likes it because it sounds a bit country.
How big the of us?
I'm very fond of Chris Miley and Ariana Grande, which I'm proud of.
Yeah, the audio is quite pinched on FM, and it's not very strong. So again, you've also got this buzzing in between. You got that buzzing in between. So we have a working radio. The first one. What's the serial number on this one then? 66,731. So that one works. But again, it's still going to need the module doing. Pointless trying to. Oh, that was in quite good nick as well, actually. The grill's got a slight bit of indentation, but these are very, very prone to damage. And you'll notice the one that I've restored. Now I've rolled this out, this grill, and done a lot of work on it to get it pretty flat. But this has actually got some marks on it where the aluminium has actually been flattened, so something's been bashed into it and it's squashed the aluminium down. So there's no way you can get that back out again. So anyway, so that one works. That is a worker. Quite a good one as well. Okay, this should be the best one of all. It should, because I've done it. Okay. So I'm just checking out the chat a minute. You can see okay, Theo, yeah? How hard can it be, Benji? Give one a go, mate. Give one a go. You can follow along. I've done a couple videos on modules, so you can follow along with those. Yeah, David, they're doable. If you take your time and go careful with it, you should get them done. But not for the faint-hearted. If you're not experienced in soldering, then I certainly wouldn't attempt it, to be honest. Because you do more damage than you will good. Right, let's get on to this one then. This one should be perfect because I've restored it. I can't remember whether I've zapped the transistors or I've replaced them. Here we go then. certainly hear the difference in FM between this and the other radio that worked. It's chalk and cheese. This sounds lovely.
I listened to the Archer because he told me he wanted to learn about life in the countryside and get tips with a rural accent. I've only recently started listening to it because of him and have grown addicted. The characters and the ups and downs of their daily life.
More bird, soul stirred. Unlike and far sweeter than them all, sad Aesiola. From that moment I loved thee, and thy sad cry.
Long wave.
What is your solicitor said? How are you going to play it? I mean, you could probably let the fact you've been messed about to your advantage.
I haven't actually spoken to her for a few days.
Why not?
I guess I've been busy.
Right, well, would you like me to? If you're snowed under, I do know a little bit about licensing.
No.
Well, I don't mind.
I said no.
Because, you know, I might ask...
Sticky button there, but looks at it.
Closer to that date when we leave the European Union.
Fullback, and you have to go and tackle someone too with it.
Yeah, that button's not latching properly. I think it's just needs a bit of a clean. It's got some dust down there, I think.
Let's make something happen. They're still not creating any chances, Johnson.
That's decided it's not going to latch at all now. Yeah, there's a little bar that goes in across those buttons, and if it gets a bit dusty, it won't spring across properly and latch them in. So that one's going to need a bit of switch cleaner on the switches, but certainly working very nicely. Out of the lot, it's the only one so far, isn't it, that actually does perform properly. So let's pop the cover back on. So we're getting through them. Let's put the light back on again. Hi Simon, how are you, mate? Yeah, keeping the R700 for last, Mike. So here we go with another one. This one's in very good condition, actually. It's got a mint grille on it. The sides are perfect. The badge has still got its original shine to it. So this one is probably the best of the bunch, I would think, of the older style, with the Roberts logo in the center and the mesh grille. Let's see. Oh, God, This one's in the backwards as well. Oh no, it's not. Oh, it's got a battery in it, look. It's got a battery in it. That's always a good sign, isn't it? So let's see if that battery's got any power left in it. Saying that, probably best to not power it with the battery. 9.8 volts. So we won't power it with a battery. I wonder if this is one that I've done. Doesn't look like it. No, doesn't look like it. But having a battery in it's a good sign. That would indicate that it was working at some stage. Let's give it a go. I can smell my tea cooking downstairs. That smells nice. Let's give it a go. So this is in really good nick, this one. Well, that's a good sign. We have action straight away. Aerial needs a bit of cleaning. Sounds really nice.
The roadside usually within 30 minutes of arriving. You could say we're simply the best. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong song. Join today from just £5 a month. Visit theaa.com. The AA, because anything can happen. New customers only. T's and C's apply.
At Morrison's, it's our new baby and toddler event.
Out there, which was simply called Conquers All the Nashville Sessions, and he teamed up with Richie.
The way they do with most artists with Prince. When we were on tour, we frequently had mobile recording trucks that were there to record the live shows. And if we had is when day is come, you know all this. All you who have kept awake through the dark of the night and now go homeward.
That one sounds great.
Charged with the hospital vending machine coffee. You working all night at Tesco. You cleaners and nightclub toilet attendants. All you wearily waiting for buses driven by more of you. Men who paint lines in the quiet of night. Women with babies roused out.
Right, let's try long wave. It's got that crackly transistor noise. Medium wave.
How much of a difference is what my concept is doing into things like?
Well, I think what
Long wave is working, just a dirty switch. Evening, Rich. How are you? There you go. That one's working very nicely, thank you. Almost seems a shame to take the module out, doesn't it? But you can bet your life if you don't. If I was to sell that on like it was, you can bet your life it'll be bouncing its way back to me within months, I would have thought. But yeah, that was in really good nick inside as well. It's almost mint. It's got a little bit of mould on the front there, but that's nothing that foam cleaner won't get off. Handle's in good nick. Yeah, that's probably the best example of one of these that I've got. So yeah, good radio, that one. I say, in fact, it's better nick than the one that I've actually restored. The trims have got a bit of damp in them by the looks of it, so they would need swapping for some others. But I've got a couple radios there that I could use for spares. Yeah, it is cold, isn't it, out there? Yeah. Right, let's put that one to one side. Keep getting that the wrong way round. So that's a good one. And the last one, this again is it's got a broken strap. The other thing I noticed, it's got the slightly newer style on-off knobs. I don't know whether that's... Oh, hang on. No, that's because it is a newer one. This has got a striped grille in there. So we've got a bit of paint loss on the grille. Yeah, we've got a bit of paint loss on the grille, so that would need masking and respraying probably. We've got a scratch down the grille. We've got a handle broken, but I think I have got... I did pick up off of eBay a spare handle for one of these, which I haven't got to hand. I haven't got a handle to hand, but yeah. So this is a newer model in black. This one's had a bit of a hard time. Someone's dropped this one on this corner, I think, and we've got a big chunk out of the wood there. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can. But again, I've got the dog. I could whip a side panel off the dog, I suppose, because I think these are just nailed on these. I don't think they're they would be unscrewed. Let's have a look inside this one. Yeah, I think they're stapled together, these. So I could take another side panel off. Really, it's not in too bad nick. But a fair bit of work to restore that one. But let's see if the chassis works. Oh, no, that was drawing 320 milliamps. It's gone down on the current limit. So that one's got pretty much a dead short in it somewhere. So that's a no-goer as well. Oh dear. So if you're looking to pick one up on eBay, really, unless someone's actually done the module, evening Doug, unless someone's done the module, I'd be very, very wary about buying one, to be fair. Simon's saying he's got one there that's been good. You can get them. I mean, as I say, there's a couple there that work, and one that I've actually fixed, and the other one is a worker. It's got really good condition knobs on this one as well. It's a shame that someone's broken the handle on it, really. But say I have got a spare handle somewhere, but I have got to do the wood on that one as well. And it's caught the Rexine on the top, but that could be glued back down fairly successfully. And it needs another grill, or this grill painting. So there you are. My Roberts R600 collection. I don't know if, Mike, did you say that you've got to go, Mike, fairly soon? Because I have got this little... They've all got AF 114s, 115s, 116s in them. I'm going to take this one apart in a minute, Mike, but you probably want to have a quick look at the R700 then, Mike, do you, before you go? Let me just get this one up. This is the R700 that I restored and I showed you last week. Let's see if we can get this playing something, and I'll go and grab the other one.
Always women wearing a lot less with a lot more cleavage.
Right.
I read a lot of science fiction as a kid.
I'll go and grab the other one a minute.
And of course that meant reading boys' books, because that's what kids' science fiction was. I made up my own stories to put myself in them. I wound up writing science fiction from the point of view of girls and women just because I was a girl and I am a woman. I wound up writing science fiction from the point of view of black people because I am black. But I've also explored, and in a strange sense, I suppose, found out what it might be like to be a white male or whatever. You know, one of the things writing does is allow you to be other people without actually being locked up for it.
Well, let me begin by saying this. Butler had this very kind of tense relationship with the science fiction genre. Science fiction at this time was a very kind of white genre and a very male genre. And she actually talks in some of her writing about how when she was starting to write science fiction, she often wrote it from the perspective of this graying white male scientist, right? That's what she thought science fiction required, or even what, in some sense, adulthood was. And so she was kind of writing to a genre that didn't always necessarily want to hear from her, and really only discovered the kind of full scope of her genius fairly late in her career. My name is Jerry Canavan. I'm an associate professor at Marquette University in the English department, and I'm the author of Octavia E. Butler.
So that's the R707 that I restored. As you can see, it's got an all black face, very similar to the R600 actually. Apart from it's got the white background on it. But as I said to you last week, they did make one with a white stripe on the front as well. So this, I bought this, I think it must have been about 3 years ago now on eBay. This is actually an original Roberts carry case. You can see the leather has perished quite a lot, but I found on eBay someone that makes some very similar handles for handbags, and it's just a case of stitching them back on. They've got studs underneath. These do come up. I've got probably about 4 of these cases for different radios. I don't think I've got an R600 one. I've certainly got an R303, and I may even have an R200 case. But yeah, these cases are really rare. I don't know what condition this radio is in, because I don't think I've even tested this one. So the zipper's in good nick. Oh, it's actually not too bad. It's not too bad. So inside the case, they've all got this same sort of like checker pattern in them. You can see where they've been stitched on. I suppose somebody, well, I've got a sewing machine which used to belong to my mum, so I suppose I ought to pull my finger out and learn how to use the thing, didn't I? I wouldn't have thought that'd be too difficult to sew back on. Probably have to be done by hand, I would have thought. I don't think a sewing machine would go around the corners very well. Yeah, that's the carry case anyway. And you do see them from time to time, a radio in a case. I mean, the radio may be beat to hell, but it's worth picking up the radio just for the case, really. So this one is a bit grubby. It's got a nice dent in the grill. And obviously these are bigger than the R600. If I grab an R600, you see the difference in size. So you couldn't use a grill off of an R600 to replace this. But yeah, I particularly like this this one with the white grill. I did sell one on eBay, and I totally restored it. If you go back through the old listings on eBay, you may even find pictures of it. So someone's got this one. We've got one of the little pop fasteners missing off the back case. But you can tell the difference on the dial between the two. hopefully you can see both of those in the shot. A totally different style of dial face on these earlier ones. One thing to be wary of though is if you take this top panel off, you're more than likely going to lose this lettering on the bottom. So yeah, unless you absolutely have to take the top off, I would steer clear of it, to be honest. So let's have a look in the back of this one then. Nice and mouldy. Battery clips are all there. We've got some pretty nasty capacitors in this one. We've got alka modes. In fact, there's one there that the capacitor's actually broken, so that one isn't going to work. We've got the original battery retaining strap. I'll show you in the back of it. Can you see that? You can't. Let's get there. We're looking at this capacitor under here where my finger is. You see that? The leg's actually snapped clean off of it, like. Hopefully you can see that. It's not very bright, unfortunately. Can't get the light over anymore, can I? Ooh. Oh, I can see it a bit better there. Look. See the... these are very thin, flat strips, so I might be able to just tack that back on with the soldering iron in a minute so we can test it. I'll do that in a minute. I'll just pop the soldering iron on. You notice the beer's not going down very quickly today. Simon's just joined us, but yes, I was out last night, so I'm on a bit of a bender, so I'm a bit fragile today. A little bit fragile today. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just give that a quick clean. These alka mode caps are horrible. Very often you'll find those fractured. Let's pop a little bit of flux on it. These caps certainly won't be staying in here. My flux has gone a bit hard. Just quickly tin that. Come on. Doesn't even want to solder. Nasty caps. Yeah, that's got it. So, well, what have we got here? Are these in parallel? Yes. Okay. So this is going to be an 18-volt radio. So let's connect connect it up. I'm going to stick 9 volts on it to start with, just to see what it does. Yeah, straight into current limit, drawing 320 milliamps. So that one's got issues, and someone's been at this one again. Look, just disconnect that. Let me just see if I can get you in there on the camera a minute. Zoom you in a bit closer. So you can see underneath here, we've got an AF114, another AF114. Yeah, it looks like someone snipped the legs on those, and we've got another transistor in here which is not original. We've got alpha mode up here as well. That one's looking pretty horrible actually. Another alpha mode here, and we've got 2 modules in this one. I believe this module that's got the F117s in it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of these modules has got AF117s in it. I'm not sure which module it is. We've got an LP1181, and we've got this one here with just a blank cover over the top of it. Could quickly whip it out the chassis. These come out fairly quick. Let's just zoom you back out again. What does it smell like? Yeah. I'm quite happy to take it a bit easy though, Sean, today. I don't think I've done my body a lot of favours last night, really. So we've got 2 screws there. They're just threaded bars on these. And out she comes. And Roberts have put a nice done that. They've put a nice amount of cable on the speaker, which helps. It's about the only radio they've done it on, so you can actually pull the chassis out and still use the speaker. So what I'm interested in is what's in underneath here. So there we go. We've got another AF114 in the FM module, and these are a pig to get out, because what they do is they've got these 3 solder connections here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just get you in a little bit closer. I do need to sort my camera out later in the year. Okay, let's get you up there. Yeah, so it's actually this board here is soldered to the tuning capacitor. So you've got to get these pretty hot. You need a decent solder sucker to heat these pins up to get this board out, because you won't change that one else. Someone snipped the shield on that one as well. Yeah, so someone's already snipped the shield wire off on this one. So good way of have internal shorts. It's got an AF118, which is a higher frequency transistor, but it's a different can, so that won't cause any problems. It doesn't have the tin whisker problems that these have. So yeah, you can see the AF114s in there. Horrible Elka modes. So it might be this one, the LP1181, that's got the AFs in it. I don't know really on that. I can't remember off the top of my head whether that has got them in, but no doubt it will have. Simon might know. Simon, do you know if the LP1181, which is this module over here, I'm assuming that can't be the IF though, because we've got an IF strip in here already. Might have to Google that. LP1181 module. Yeah. Well, how much did I have to drink last night? A mother load. I don't know. It's probably, I probably had about, let's say 10 pints. 10 pints, maybe more. 3, yeah, maybe more. And a few whiskies, perhaps. You never know. And I don't remember getting home, so that's not good, is it? Or getting back to my mate's place. Apparently we stopped to bought kebabs on the way back. I don't remember buying a kebab. I don't remember eating a kebab, but I could smell kebab in the morning when I woke up, so I must have done. Yes. So Simon's just having a quick look. Thank you, Simon, for the LP1181 module. It's a little bit nifty, that, because it's, I don't know if the other one's got the same module, you know. Is it? No, it hasn't. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So if you look at the module in this one, it's totally different. Sorry, I'm probably zoomed in a bit too far now, haven't I? Let's zoom you back out again. So the module in this one is this older style module. I'm just wondering whether the white stripe is a newer version then. So look at the serial number on the white stripe case then. So that is 14879. No, it is the earlier version. I wonder whether that's been in for repair, you know, and Roberts have stuck a new module on it, because I noticed this module is actually mounted on a circuit board. And I'm sure the last one I didn't have this module in it either, the other white one. I did, Theo, yes. Yes, I don't waste food. Yeah. I did keep the kebab down. It could well be AMIF, Simon. We do have an IF strip here, though, don't we? And it's in the amplifier section, really. But I've not seen that one in one of these. So it's almost like a little modification board that's been put in there. I suppose we could give the AF117s a good whack in, couldn't we? See if that'll bring the current down. I need to set the current limit a bit lower actually before I do that. So let's connect him back up. It's drawn a little bit less current now. Okay, it's drawn 80 milliamps now. It's only drawing 30 milliamps now, so I must have removed some shorts there somewhere, but the buttons aren't latching either, which doesn't help. Look. No. My capacitor box has come apart again as well. So yeah, that one does need some work, but should be perfectly doable. Should come up quite nice as well. So there you are, Mike. That's your R700 early version. Aerial's the same. I don't think the aerial's very good on that one. I've got 2 or 3 more of these somewhere. I've got another one with a white front as well. But these are the ones to look out for. I think that front looks very, very nice compared to the other one. So there you are. It is a 1181, Simon. It's a 1181. All right, cheers, Simon. You've actually got a book then with the modules in it and what they're made of, Simon. So I'd be interested to see that. Hi, Jess, how are you? Yeah, Atlantic 252. I do remember. I used to listen to that all the time, actually. It was on long wave, wasn't it? Atlantic 252. I don't know if it's got it on the dial here. No, Luxembourg. Radio Luxembourg was another one that was a good station, but I do remember Atlantic 252, yeah. I definitely do. So there you are, another one to look out for. I did say last week that they are sort of a radio that very often gets overlooked by people. Going to screw those back in. I don't know where Atlantic 252 went, Jess. I used to have it in the car radio on the push button. I think that would have probably been on one of my earlier cars. Probably the Ford Capri, I would have thought, before I put a cassette player in it. My Mark 1 Ford Capri would have been tuned to Atlantic 252. Look. Let's make sure I put that bit of wood back in. So there we are, white-faced R700. Well worth looking out for. They don't come up very often. I think I did sell my other one for quite good money on eBay. I sold it for about 80 odd quid, I think about £89, something like that. But it was immaculate, absolutely immaculate. So there you are. And as I say, keep an eye out for the Roberts cases. If you can get a carry case, then even better. But this is the only R700 I've ever seen for sale with a carry case. So it's not a very common thing to come across. So if anyone does handbag repairs and has got any spare handles, then let me know. Or if anybody fancies sewing some new handles on for me. There we are, R700 I should say, not 707. So I thought, I don't know what we do on time, 7:15, F5, F6. Yeah, we haven't been on for very long, have we? That's just going along quite nicely today. So let's have a look inside this module. I've not been inside this one before. It's I don't know whether I bought it like this or zoom you out a little bit. I don't want to be too zoomed in. I'll lose where I am. This is a module out of an R600. I don't know whether I bought this. I've got I've written underneath newer set. Because what I tend to do with these, I'll pull them out and swap them for one that I've already reconditioned. Let's get this one out. So these are just, this bottom piece just pops on. Cool, that was a bit tough. So yeah, that just holds on to these little, I don't know what you call that, little pips, I suppose. Bottom comes off. We've got this hole, so that hole is visible as well from the board. So I'm sure it coincides with a section here. So whether Roberts were able to probe that through that hole and check the module was working or not, I don't know. But I have somewhere got a module test radio, an R600. Cheers, Andy. Thanks for joining us, mate. Yeah, I could show the Spitfire, Sean. Yeah, no problem. Not now because it's downstairs all fixed up, but Radio North Sea International. Not heard of that, Doug. I'm sure if someone Googles Atlantic 252, it'll tell you when they fold it up. So you've got to be careful with heat on these tabs either side, especially this one because it's purely a fixing point. So what I probably do is desolder this end and just heat this and slide it out rather than put too much heat on it or try and bend it. Because at least with this one you can bridge it across if it does go. So you're gonna have to bear with me while I put the solder desoldering tool on, together with its associated noise. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear today. Incidentally, when I was searching out these R600, I have come across a lot of other radios that'd be quite interesting. Some quite different radios as well, so more to look at. Oh, hi Bill, how are you, mate? What have you done to your foot? You haven't dropped that radio on it, I hope. Man of Action Station theme for R&I. Right. So I'm going to have to turn that iron down because I got that up at 400 for some reason. 490 even. I normally run my iron about 350. I've turned it down to let's go down to 320 actually for this. That should be more than enough. Just wait for it to cool back down again. Didn't realise it was set that high. So let's get the desoldering tool in. So I'm just going to heat this tab here up. Like it says. Let's put a bit of solder on it. Hope you can still see what I'm up to. Then one of these tabs you've got to bend up, which is what tends to mess them up, to be fair. See if I can make sure I've got all the solder off of that side. Okay, that one should go now. So let's just use the soldering iron to keep a bit of heat on it. Again, I've got a chisel tip on this, which did go then. There we are. That's definitely gone. So now that I've got one side out successfully, I can just put a little bit of heat on this side. I'll try to heat the tang, not the board as well. I should. There we are. It's out. So there we have it. I think it was Mike was asking about what transistors are in these modules. Well, I'm sure you can see that. Let's just get that light up. So in this one we've got two AF115s and an AF116. Look. So I thought what we could do is, again, I don't know if this module's working. I've just taken it out of another radio that I've restored. So I've restored a module and then popped it into a new radio. So I don't know whether this one works or doesn't work. Probably doesn't. So what I thought we'd do is we'll take these out and I'll just show you what I do. It's going to help those of you that want to tackle this job. So I'm going to pop the desoldering tool back on again. Apologies for the noise. Steeple tone radios, yeah. Sean's the man for steeple tone. Cheers, Mike. Watch out for the loose floorboard. That's where the money's stashed, is it, Mike? Cheers, mate. Catch you again soon. Steeple tone. Sean is a steeple tone kid. He's the main man for steeple tone. Anybody got any steeple tone radios they want to get rid of? Look Sean up. He loves them. Loves them. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these transistors out. I'm going to do them one at a time. Hopefully you can see what I'm up to. So there's the first one. Again, you need to be really careful. These boards are a pain in the neck. Let's just turn that off again. So you can see that transistor is ready to lift out. You need to make sure that you take it out and know how you've took it out, if you know what I mean. So it's come out that way. And I know from the pin out that we've got collector, shield, base and emitter. So all I do is get a Sharpie, a very fine tip Sharpie, and I'll mark on the board. Collector, also shaky hands, shield, base and emitter. If I can get down to put an E in there. So all I've done on the board there, can you see I've written, it's difficult to see really, so I've just written the pin out on the board. I find that that helps. I have photographed one of these boards and drawn the pin outs on them, but it's much easier to do it this way. You know which wire goes in where. So let's get our Russian friends out. Not that I've got a lot of them left, actually. We've got 3 in here. GT322B. So hopefully you can still see what I'm up to. So I've got my pinouts here. GT322B is a bit of a strange pinout, and you've really got to stretch these legs to get them to fit. Hopefully you can still see what I'm up to. I'm not out of shot, am I? No, there we go. Yeah, steeple tone. Sean will buy all your steeple tone. You did get a good radio though, Sean, out of the stash. It's always worth sticking these on a component tester as well, just to make sure there's no issues with these. So the first was the shield. We don't want to test that one. Okay. So yeah, the HFE of 74. They're not massive gain on these. They will vary from transistor to transistor. See what this one is. 96. And this one looks like I've had this one in a radio and took it back out. So, 92. Let's get my stash down. Let's get into these. Look. Do you think there's enough transistors there? You feel like you're being bullied. Oh dear. So shall we use 3 of these? I hear the call for Greek music. I can sort you some out. If anyone needs it, let me know. Put the top back on that one. It dries up. So this is the first transistors out of my stash. Look. At the end of the day, although I'd love to keep them all, I did buy them to use, so these should be fairly evenly matched because they're all the same batch, but we shall see. Are you sure, Bill? You sure you don't need to listen to any Greek music today? I keep getting blimmin' blocked videos because of the Greek music, huh? Okay, so that's got HFE of 103. It's a little bit better gain than those other ones. I'm assuming that these are going to be pretty much the same. I don't think they were matched, gain matched, I'm sure. But being they're all boxed, I would assume they come off the same production line. .97, so that's pretty similar. Very little difference. Not that the gain matters too much in an IF stage, really. You don't need to match these or nothing like that. I think people try and match them in the amplifier stage, but well, that's 135. That one, that does show, doesn't it, how they differ. So yeah, they're all good. So I'm going to use these 3. So the difficult thing is actually getting the legs in the same orientation. So I need to have collector, shield, base and emitter, really. So that's our shield. That's our collector. So collector, shield is fine. Base is at the top here. And emitter's there. So we're going to have 2 legs crossing. That's right, in the emitter is... Oh, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong diagram. I did this before and looked at the wrong diagram. I looked at the AF126 diagram instead of the GT322B, and I put one in wrong. So let me double check that again. So we've got shield, so we've got collector, shield, base, and emitter. So that's actually works out quite well. The wires aren't actually crossing over there. Just need to make sure I've got one the right way. So collector, shield, base, and emitter. It's real difficult to get these in the holes. With a bit of jiggery pokery. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Apologies if I'm messing about the bum hole. It's come back out again. I nearly had it then. We nearly had it. So let's do the emitter and base first. Stay in there. Nope. Come on. Gently coax these legs in. Yay! There she is. Right. Okay, just make sure we're low enough on the board so we're not going to catch the case. So I'm going to pop those in now. So put a little bit of flux on each one. There we are. I'll get you up on the camera. So you can see the one I've just soldered in there. Again, you really should try and heat sink them, I suppose, but I've never had a problem overheating a transistor yet. Hopefully you can see the legs there, like poking through. As long as you're in and out fairly quick. So there's my new transistor in. You can see the size difference between that and an AF116 there. One down, two to go. See how we're doing on the chat. Yes, I do, Jess. I do watch a lot of those videos when I get a chance. I haven't done a lot of 12-volt vids recently. I sort of go through stages of watching different people. That's what I've done with my other cutters. I think I've left them somewhere. So I'm just going to pop those legs off. Decent cutters, I think, are in my overnight bag. So that's all done rather nicely. Just make it doubly sure I've got my legs in the right way and nothing's touching. So we've got shield, collector, base and emitter. Yep, that's all in the right way round. So on to the next one. Let's do them all. Might as well do them all while we're here. Sugar-free Bicky. Sugar-free Bickies, look. Hi, Michael. Yeah, I did follow your journey with that amplifier build, didn't I? That was particularly good. How are you, Michael? Anyway, nice of you to join us. Glass Singer, Theo, yeah, amazing. Who on earth thought that you could actually make valves still by hand? Amazing work. Yeah, I do. I don't really have a lot of time available to watch videos, because in the evening, because I watch all the YouTube stuff on the telly, because we've got a smart TV, so we've got like a big screen where I can watch, and it's really good quality as well. So that's how I watch YouTube. And in the evening, obviously, we're sat down together watching telly, so I can't really rob the telly to go and watch radio videos. But I tend to watch them during my lunchtime. I sort of give myself a lunch break each day and always switch on YouTube then. If my missus goes up to bed early, I watch them. So I'm just going to desolder this one. There we go. Certainly makes easy work out of it, doesn't it? The desoldering tool. It's a noisy beast, but so here's an AF116 coming out now. Let's just check the orientation of that one. So that one's slightly differently laid out. Well, same layout, but different across the board. See how come on. So this one's collector, shield, base, emitter. Okay, so it's that one to one side. We'll check these in a minute with a multimeter just to see if they were broken. So again, we've got collector, shield, base and emitter, is that right? Hopefully this one will go in a bit easier. The other one did fight, didn't it? There we go. In we are. We're in. Okay, bit of flux on that one. Again, I'm not staying on the joint for very long. I'm sort of in and out with the soldering iron. You don't want to put too much heat into these. I'll have to go and get my other snips in a minute. These are doing my head in. Where's my other ones gone? Lost the little metal clip that returns them. Cheap, nasty. The other ones ain't very expensive, but I don't like these at all. Okay. So that's 2 down, 1 to go. AF115. Let's get that one out. See how we're doing on chat while that heats back up. Good on you, Mike. PVR with broken aerial socket. Right, let's have this little monkey out of here. There we go. Sort of trying to work around my iPad here that I'm viewing the chat on, so wires all over the shop here. So this is the last AF115 coming out. So we're going to take it that way. So it's collector shield base emitter again. Collector shield. So apologies if this is boring anybody, but just really showing you what goes into putting new transistors in the module. So I have got videos showing me doing it, but you've got to do a bit of live module work. I mean, I've got to be a glutton for punishment somehow. Yes, there you go. In we go. That's the last one, so let's get them soldered in. Where is it? Yep, good to go. There we are. So that's all three transistors done. If we get the light back over. So we now have 3 Russians living where the English used to be like. So they're done. The next thing to do is to get these electrolytic capacitors out. You know, why would you go to the effort of taking a module out of a radio and not doing the electrolytics? They rarely go, to be fair. I've had a couple that have gone really high ESR, so I always do them as a matter of course now. I won't do one of these and not do the caps. So again, it's worth just going around and marking the pluses or the minus on them. I'm going to mark the minuses. Minus, minus, minus. And can I get in there? Minus. So having marked all the minuses on there, oh, I've missed one there. So my Sharpie's running out of ink. So once you've marked all the minuses on there, you can pretty much go and shotgun the lot out. There's one different, most of them are 10 microfarads. There's one that's a 2.5, this one here. So let's do that one first, and then you know the rest are 10s. So I used to use axials in there, but I now use radials because they fit a lot nicer. So I'm going to put 2.2 in for the 2.5. Yeah. Where's my 10 microfarad caps gone? Probably in amongst this lot, I expect. No. Somewhere I've got a big bag of 10 microfarad capacitors. Bear with me. Do 10 microfarad, 50 volts, 10 PW. No. Come on, where's my 10 microfarad caps gone? I want to stick all Nitrocoms in there, really. I did buy... I'm sure I bought 100 of the things. In fact, I know I did. Empty bags here. Oh, these are the little ones. They're not PWs. I bought most of these to do the AOR radios, which use these miniature size caps. Now, what's that? There we go. 10 microfarad, 50 volts. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those I need. Let's get them out. Clean my tip off, I think. Okay. So that's my 2.5 microfarad. So I'm going to pop a 2.2 in there. Apologies for the noise of the desoldering tool, but it's pretty essential for these jobs, really. That's the first one done. There's a bit too much solder on that joint there. Let's just lift that off. Me being a fuss ass, I suppose. That's the first one done. As I say, all the rest are 10 microfarads. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop all of these out a minute with the desoldering tool. Which isn't working particularly well at the moment for some reason. Stretch that one. I'm going to just open up this other track here. I'll stick that one in straight away before I get confused. So basically it's got two holes that you can use. Obviously they thought of using radials, but they've just gone with axials. So that's the negative, that's a positive. So all I'm doing is just using a different hole. So originally the cap went over to there, look. So we're just going to shove it in there. Flux. Cover that hole over. Bit of a tight squeeze there with them so close together, but it's better than bending the legs right across. Okay, let's get the others done. The others are all side by side, so it's just that one that's stretched funny. I'll catch up with the chat in a second once I've desoldered all of these. Turn this thing off. It's a great tool, but it's blooming noisy. There is a fan modification I can do to that as well, so. There. Let's just catch up with the chat a minute. So I've been ignoring you for a minute while I've been yapping away. King Ass Ripper. Morning, Wenlock, how are you? Yeah, evening, Clive, how are you? You off now, John, are you? Catch you soon, mate. John Marty, that is. It's flipping cold here, Michael. We've got Australia Day today, is it? Right, so these should, in theory, all just pop out now, look. In theory, he says. Let's pop our 10s back in there. So one there. Yeah, as I say, that desoldering tool is made by Duratool. I've got a solder station on mine as well, but you can buy it as just a standalone. Two, and the final one. There we are. So it's just getting solder all those in. And then what we'll do finally is test the transistors, and we'll check the capacitors as well, just to see if all this lot was really actually worth doing. So this this module will go in one of those R600s, whichever one Theo from France decides to have. I don't know offhand where my R600 test set is. I know I've got problems with the switch bank in it at the moment. That was a good tip from who was saying leave the leads on to test the orientation of the transistors. That's a good idea, mate. That might have been Shane, actually. Or was it David? It might have been David. Okay, let's just snip these legs off. Another thing with these modules, you need to make sure that all these legs are connected. Very often you get a dry joint on these little legs. So we're just double checking that they're all sound, which this one is. So there you have it, one refurbished module. Didn't take that long, did it? But well worth doing. Again, if you've got one out and you don't want to do it yourself, then you can always send it to me. I'll do you a module replacement for it, and it'll be a tested module. I just at the moment can't seem to see my R600 test set. It's here somewhere, but I know I was having problems with the is that it down there? I was having problems with the switch bank, so I think it's out of the chassis at the moment. Okay. Cheers, Sean. Nice little refurbed module, and this is the fallout from it. So let's do this one at a time. So we'll start with the transistors, I think, and all I'm going to do on that is get my multimeter in, which has decided to pack up. Okay, let's get the good old fluke out. I need to recharge the battery in that one. Let's get the fluke out. So the only problem with the fluke is I don't know if can you see the display on that? Not brilliantly. Let's just stick a screwdriver underneath it. You'll probably see it a bit better there, can you? Yeah, there we go. So if we've got a short, obviously it goes from OL to let's just reading the resistance of the leads now. In fact, that one doesn't look to be reading right either, does it? I've shorted the leads and I'm getting 31 ohms. I'm sure the leads, they've got they have got fuses in them. I'm not confident on that though. Let's grab another meter a minute. It could be the battery's running low in that one. Go with this one then. Meter number 3. Oh dear. Yeah, you don't seem to be having much luck, Michael, do you, with bits that you've been buying? Spray it hot pink. Yeah. I could paint it fluorescent pink, couldn't I? It's Mullard, Rob, made the modules. Okay, so let's see what this one is on. Okay. The only thing with this meter, it's not auto ranging, so on the 2K. Can everybody see the meter? No, you can't. No, you can't. Oh my. That's as good as it's going to get, I think. So all I'm going to do is touch the shield wire with one probe. If I can get it to stay in one position. And I shouldn't get any reading at all. So I've got a short there, look, on the shield to the emitter. I wonder if that would beep. There you go. So that's the one of the AF115. So that's definitely got a short. Let's try the next one. So shield wire. Nothing on that scale. Let's go to 2K. 20K. Let's go to 20 meg. Oh, hang on. We did have a reading there for a second. So So that's got a short between the shield and the base. Not a lot, mind you, because I'm on 20 megs, but oh, hang on, let's try 200. Yeah, so there is a short there. But again, zapping would remove that. So let's go with the last one. What was that, by the way? That was an AF. That was the AF116, and they do tend to be a bit better, the AF116s, for some reason. I don't know why. So this is the last one, another AF115. Okay, nothing on there. Let's go 200k. Go to 20 meg. That one has absolutely no shorts whatsoever. So that was a good transistor. All of these can be reused with zapping, so there we are. So one out of 3 was good. Let's grab my ESR meter next then. Let's make sure you can see that. Let's check these capacitors. So again, I'm looking for an ESR of around 1. This is the 2.5. The lower values do tend to read a little bit higher, but this is 2.5 microfarads. Okay, so it's reading 3.2, which is okay, but the ESR is 4, which is a bit high. But as I say, the lower values do tend to have a bit higher ESR. I believe it's the tin that they made the cans out of, Sean. For some reason, these grow little tiny legs inside them. If you look up NASA AF117s, there's some really good pictures of them with the whiskers in them. So as I say, that one is a bit high, ESR 4. It wouldn't stop it working, wouldn't affect it too much. This one is a 10 then. Let's see what this one does. Okay, that is too high really. 4.2 for a 10 microfarad is high. Can we get, what did I do with those other ones? We can get one of the ones that I put in there as a comparison. So I put 10 microfarads at 50 volts. I should have just put 16 volt ones in there really, because it's only a 9 volt set. So that was 12.15 at 4.2 microfarads. Let's see what this one is. This is a brand new Nichicon. So 9.1 and it's 0.7 ohms. So that's what you would be looking for really. Let's try another one. These are all 10 microfarads now. 3.4. So again, it's not going to help the IF really with high ESR caps in there. Again, 3.2. But none of these have failed as such. I have had them go sky high ESR before. 3.8. So there you are. None of those would have stopped it working, but certainly the first transistor that I tried definitely would have stopped it going. Yeah. Right. What else? That's pretty much it for today, I think. I've spent a bit longer messing with that. I have got to have my tea now. Let's just get you up on my ugly mug again. I think I'm in shot. Am I in shot? Probably. So there we are. Just catch up with a chat at the end. And then I'm going to go down and have my tea, I think. So my good lady's been and cooked it. One thing I would do just is get a magnifier on these just to make sure the legs aren't touching, because you have got to cross a couple of the legs over. But I think these are pretty good, to be honest. These have gone in better than AF127s would have, I think. So yeah, one module done. I will dig my test set out and just check them. I might convert one of these other radios actually into a test set, because the push buttons weren't very good on the one I had. They wouldn't latch. Oh, good old missus there, Bill. Look after you, don't they? Jess, I'll be back on. I should be back on next Sunday, I think. I don't think there's anything happening next weekend. I don't know. So I should be back on. Yeah, you could be right there, Theo. Zoom out. Oh. Oh, dear. Good call. Good call. I'll put myself down there. How's that? Is that better? Can you see me now? A Bluetooth conversion. I haven't really done a Bluetooth conversion. Cheers for that, Rob. Yes. I think maybe I am a bit low down with the camera there. That's probably better. Right, as I say, that's pretty much it for today. Unless anyone's got any other questions or queries. I need to eat my tea. I haven't really had any dinner, but I did have cooked breakfast about lunchtime, so I'm sorted. Yeah, that is Prince of Ales Darkness from Exeter Brewery, Rob. 45. I'm only 37. Come on. Yeah, I think you got the numbers mixed up there, Sean. If you reverse them, then you probably got it. Yeah. So Darkness, the Prince of Ales, the Exeter Brewery Limited. I think it used to be Heaventry Breweries, didn't it? I don't know, but not far from you there. Yeah, it's not far from you at all, Rob. I'm still pretty stacked out at the moment, Rich. Last week was my last crack at the accounts, which have gone off to the accountant now. She's just come back with a load of questions that I've got to sort out tomorrow, and then I'm back 100% on the radios again. So I will start getting some of this backlog cleared. I was hoping to get a lot of them done by Christmas, but you know. What's grey? What's grey, Benji? Yes, I've got plenty on. I've got the innards of a Dynatron Atlantis for Sean to do. I've got Tony's Zenith is next in line after I finish the Shorrocks. I've got to put the Shorrocks back together and test them finally. Hopefully the Shorrock donor, not donor, the Shorrock that I've done for Darren is working. I really don't know what's up with the other one. So I've got to do a bit more testing and get them side by side on the bench, and just check all the voltages next, really. I'm sure I've got a voltage missing somewhere. That's fine, Rich. As I say, you could send them, but at the end of the day, they'll stay in their box until I can get round to them. And at the moment, I've got radios everywhere. If you can see here now, I can't walk without knocking into a radio at the moment. So I've got loads and loads on. But yeah, I think Rich has got a couple helmsmen, hasn't he, Rich? I think is one a donor and the other one's one that you want restored. I can't 100% remember now. I'm looking down. I'm fine. I'm just a little bit fragile still, Sean. A little bit fragile, mate. Yeah. Yeah, Rich. Check again in a month. Hopefully I'll say I've got a couple radios that I can turn around fairly quick, but I try and do them in the order they come in. But I might have to just knock a couple out to get some cash flow back in again. 2 subscribers you got, Michael. Get off with you. I'm subscribed to you. Yeah. Yeah, I will catch up with your videos, Michael, at some stage. As I say, I tend to only watch like a couple a day, so I'm trying to think who I'm watching at the moment. Cortina City, Pete C. I've been watching his videos recently. 3. Yeah, Rich. Okay, mate. No worries. I'll get them done for you. It's just as I say, bear with me, and I will get them done, mate. You've got Sony 7600 on the way to you with working, but no audio. No audio is usually fairly easy to sort, Paul. Unless it's the PLL circuit. If it's a PLL, then you can be searching forever on them blimmin' PLL circuits. They do my head in. If it's just no audio, then it could well be capacitors gone in it. I've not took a 7600 apart. I've still got the ICF 77 down there. That's quite close on the list now. That one should be done within the next couple of weeks, hopefully. Cheers, Rob. Anyway, I'm going to shoot off, everybody. Thanks very much for joining me again today. Hopefully no copyright hits today. And I'll catch you all next week, next Sunday, I'm sure. So cheers. Cheers, mate. When do I start going grey? When do I start going grey? I think I started going grey in my 30s. In my 30s, Benji, I think. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Michael, Sean, Jess, Rob, Benji, Paul, Mike, Michael, Rich, Rob. Too many to list. Bill, Theo. Cheers, everybody. Catch you all next week. Bye for now.